what we used to be, yeah. But I just feel like dancing. Are you feeling the groove? Oh, baby, won't you love me? Won't you love me? Won't you love me? Love me like yesterday. Don't you feel it? How it feels, baby. Won't you love me? Oh, but kinda new way. Oh, but kinda new. Tell me you're feeling it too, babe. And love me like yesterday. Oh, but kinda new. Tell me you're feeling it too. And love me like yesterday. Love me like yesterday. Yesterday.
Welcome everyone, welcome to the show, welcome to Taekwondo. My name is Petra Verbruggen and it's fantastic to see you here live and direct. It's Monday afternoon, 8 p.m. Central European time, and that means that it's really the time to go live and to talk to you about a great couple of things. And before I do that, I do see already that my dad is also in the house, so let's say hi to him first. Hi Dad, what's going on? I hope that you are doing well, and of course let's continue with the show. Okay, so last week we talked about this thing, the ATEM Mini, what it can do, etc., etc. And I thought it would be cool to talk about a use case that I am going to use it for. Now, I already told you last time that another use case can be, well, typically use cases for this product can be YouTube or Facebook shows, Twitch shows. There's actually the possibility on camera one to have a low latency connection. So if you are a gamer and you don't want to have any latency, then this product can do that. Well, only on camera one, but it is possible. Nevertheless. So in this episode, we will be talking about one of the use cases I have, which is bringing a laptop and, for instance, this product all the way to, for instance, the States or somewhere in Europe to be able to present this show as if nothing happens. Of course, the backdrop will be different, of course, because, well, I'm not in my studio. Maybe the lighting will be a bit less, but we're going to talk about that in a later episode as well. But needless to say, I want to go live every single Monday this year. That is one of my top priorities for this year, is to go live every Monday. And what I say by that is at least 48 times. So granted, 4 times not, because, well, there's always something that happens, of course, but I want to do as much as I can to make sure that I am going live. That being said, so let's talk about, let's show you my setup, what I have right here on my desk. Sorry for the mess at this moment, but I've got my laptop, which is a Surface i5 processor, so it's really not an i7 processor. It runs vMix, in this case the HD version of vMix. Then I have, of course, the ATEM Mini. I have a LiveView system, the LiveView Solo right here, and I have my camera, which is the camera that got me started the first time around when I started to go live. So that is also there. So what we're going to do is that we are going to hook things up and show you the possibilities. In order to do that, I do have the possibility to also show you what happens on the screen on my Surface. And of course, I've got a lot of cables going on as well. And to start things off, of course, we do need to have cameras installed. And of course, the Canon is the first one. And in order to connect it, I do have a HDMI cable, which I will be connecting, and I will do that live. Now, I have to admit, I don't have a lot of space on my desk, so that means that it is gonna be a little bit of a mess, because that's just the way it is. But I'm trying to do my best to make sure that everything is looking well. So let's start by going back, and let's just do, wait a sec, I have an idea. I am going to change this camera, and then I will show you how it looks like so. Nice. A little bit more like so, and let's do it like so. There you go. Finally. Okay, so first and foremost, I need to connect this camera right here, which I already put on the power, and of course also the ATEM switcher. Now, it is important to note that first and foremost, you have to put in the first camera. Why? Because the first camera actually makes scales all 4 cameras. So if the first camera is 720, everything will be 720. If the first camera is 1080, then everything will be 1080, IP, etc. So that's the reason why first and foremost going into number 1, right? So even before I'm switching it on. So now it's connected, and then I will connect the other side to the camera, like so. So the camera is now connected, and to make it a little bit more nice for the show, I will remove as much as possible, get this off the desk as much as possible. So that is now done. Because the first one is now up and running, I can actually now put the USB-C connector into the unit right there. So now the USB-C is connected, and of course also the powers. The power you can put in, and then you can just tighten it up so it cannot get removed. And it's automatically light up like so. So I'll just put it like this, and the first one right here is camera 1, and that is a camera that will show you what this camera is showing as well. So that is now done. So again, going back to what we've done so far, we have connected the ATEM Mini via. So first and foremost, what we did was we connected via HDMI the first camera. The first camera decides on what the quality is of your picture. This is 720, 1080, progress, or interlaced, and the amount of frames. That is all in there as well. Then we connected the USB-C port and we connected the power. The USB-C port is connected to the PC, but in the case of the Surface, we only have one USB port, and that is not enough because you also want to add additional stuff. For that reason, I've also purchased this, and I'm going back to my camera for a bit. I have purchased this docking station, which will allow me to add the ATEM Mini and also the output, because this output will be going into, and that's something that I will not do today because there's one thing missing, which I will be talking about, to the LiveView Solo right here. So the LiveView Solo is the idea that I have to have a bonded network. Now that's not needed. Be aware that if you have a good internet connection, you also can use the docking station for the Ethernet port. So you can still use the Ethernet port on this docking station. This is the beauty of this setup, is that if I do have enough internet connection, I can use the Ethernet connection. If not, I can use the LiveView Solo. But then I need to use the display out and change that to HDMI and then go into the LiveView. Let me check if this makes sense to you all before I continue. Hey, I see Bishop is also in the house. He says good day. Good day from Orangeburg, South Carolina, I presume, from the US of A. Welcome, great of you to be here. Great to have you for taking the time. Really appreciate you for taking the time to watch the show live. Okay, all right. So now we're going back to this shot right here. So we've connected this one, we've connected that one. So basically that would mean that we have already connection. But before I do that, let's put something else in there just to make sure that we can really switch. So I actually have also this cable, which will allow me to bring in my iPhone. So let's put that on camera 2. So I'll put that right there, camera 2. And where is my iPhone? Oh, there it is. And put it here, and everything. If everything is fine, then I will be able to use it in a minute. So I'll just put it right back there and wait a little bit longer before I can actually show it to you. Okay, so we've got two cameras, 1 and 2 right here. This is the way that you switch between the two, and that's basically it. But now we need to also put it into the system, the vMix system. So let's do that. Whoa. Okay, so let's make sure that we can connect to vMix like so. And let me remove this very quickly so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So now we're going to say add input, then go to camera. Oh, why is it's not, wait a sec, wait for it. Something is wrong because you're not seeing what I want you to see. So let me go back to this screen quickly and make sure that it's updated. If not, I will make sure that it's updated. Just give me a few seconds. Local desktop capture, display 1. There you go. All right. Let's try it. And then say, let's do this. And then go back. There you go. Now we're back. Okay. So, all right. Sorry for that, guys. Now let's go to add input. And the way that the Blackmagic is actually working is that within camera, you can go to camera, then you can select camera, and there's Blackmagic design. If you click on that, everything is default 1080, 50p, audio, perfect. I'm not going to change anything. And I'm saying okay. And if I go here, you can actually see that I can switch between my iPhone and my camera. So this is my camera, and it's actually pointing towards the live view. Look at that. So the camera in the live view. Sorry, the iPhone. So that's the way that I can switch it. I'll do it right here. So iPhone is changing, as you can see. And if I press on this, I can actually go into this camera, and you can, and you can actually, sorry about that. You can actually see that I am actually using that camera. So the camera is working and the iPhone is working. And so that also means, going back to this shot, that also means that I can actually have 4 cameras. So for instance, one camera like this one pointing next to at me. So that camera actually can be also connected to the ATEM Mini. So this is the Sony 6400, great camera, great lens, by the way, 60mm Sigma. That can be a camera that's pointing towards me. Then I can have an additional camera, like for instance this one, that is pointing at something that I want to show, and I can actually just run like videos in between. I can put in lower thirds. I can do whatever I want to do, which is fantastic. Bishop is asking a question. His question is, are you using a 2 PC system, or is the laptop your actual vMix PC? Okay, good question. Good question. So you are actually watching my desktop PC. So everything that you see here is a desktop PC. It's an i7 processor. It's 4 years old, 6 core, about 24 gigs of memory. It has I forget which it's an older model, but let me check if I can find the video card that I have for you. What device manager? Yep, device manager. So my video card is definitely an NVIDIA card, and it is the, where is it? GTX 980 Ti. That is the one exactly that I have on this system. Again, it's a 4-year-old system, and it is fantastic to work with. Now, the one that you see on this picture is a i5 processor, and by that, because it's an i5 processor, it will not handle a lot of different input cameras. It will not handle a lot of video around it. So for instance, during my last visit to, for instance, the States, I actually wanted to run a movie file, MOV, and it did not work. It simply did not work. It was really sluggish. It didn't go well. until I actually changed it to MP4, and then it was a very nice way of doing it. So you are limited towards what the i5 processor can do, but this, just as a comparison, I have a laptop, right? And that laptop is about $2,500. Now, in comparison, my Surface, which you see right here, this is the Surface that was at Best Buy when I bought it, a older model, and it only cost me about $650. Now, of course, $650 for the PC, and then about $150 for this dongle. So for $750, so for less than half of the price of that laptop, I can actually do my show. I can actually run my show via this. Next to that, I can actually also put in cameras. This camera that I have right here is also an old camera. It was, when I bought it, $250. That's all it was. And it actually looks quite nice. So let me try to show that to you. Wait a sec. I can actually show that to you. So if you go like there, I can, if everything is fine. There is a problem with my NDI connection, I see, but let me try to do it one more time. Oh no, oh, that's my problem. Oh wait, that was totally my problem. I did it. I don't want that. I want to have the output. But then I need to do it differently. So let's check that. Well, it's a little bit too much work at this moment, but you can actually just maybe see it on this screen right here. Yep, that screen. You can actually see that it's working, right? And the reason why it's a little bit shocking, it's not because of it's because of the network that I have right here. So don't worry about it. Next to that, what I also want to do was to then connect it to live view, or alternatively to the Ethernet connection. So that is it. Bishop says, thanks for sharing. No problem, anytime, really. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm always there for you guys. So if you have any insight, some questions, then go ahead and just ask them. That's all we can do here. Anyways, this was the second part of the ATEM Mini that I purchased some weeks ago, some months ago, and it's a very capable product. It will help you to use a rather small system and just be ready and working. So I liked it. I hope that you liked it yourself as well. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to support the show, then go ahead and go to techcondo.net, and you can generously give me $5, $10, $15, or $25 per month, or just one time. No problem. Everything is fine. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. The next episode, I actually prepared it a little bit, but I want to, of course, make sure that I'm following, that I'm not forgetting it. So yes, so I actually wanted to tell you two more things. One thing is that, as you might notice, is that I didn't put it into the live view. There is one catch why I do that. Is that there is no way for me to verify if I am going through the live view, if my audio is up and running. So in order to make sure that that is happening and it's correctly set, it's good to have like a field unit, like a small video screen. So that is something that I'm going to talk about at the later stage, for sure. So I'll talk about one of them that I want to bring in between, so that I can see that I have audio on my output and really monitor my show. So that's the first thing. Second thing that I said was that I also want to talk to you about next week how I can bring in this setup that I have right here. Let's show it one more time. How can I make sure that in this setup that I have right here, I can actually also have a little bit of light in my face, because otherwise it's going to be very dark. Because if I would turn off the lights here, I mean, it's still okay, but I'd rather have a little bit more light on my face. So that is what we're going to talk about definitely as well. Let me say one more thing. Enjoyed you with Tom Sinclair last week as a last minute call for your voice activated switching. I've also heard your name mentioned. Oh, you are so sweet, Bishop. Really appreciate that. Again, really appreciate your being here. That is also supporting the show, by the way. So really, so if you know other people that are also interested and you want to know something like a very small, like this small piece of light that can be really handy for if you're on a mobile setup, then maybe come here next week. On this banner, you will see some other time. So if you're on the eastern coast of the US, it is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. I hope that you can make it next week as well. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.